Hello everyone, welcome back. In this video we are going to implement these things like hide post from group as well as unfollow a specific group. So let's just jump in. I'm gonna go ahead and go to the home component, and these are like with each post, right? So let's see where we are executing the loop. So here we have the pages and groups, the friend suggestion and friend requests, and here we have the posts. So um these are the shares. Yeah, they're like come here. As you can see, we have the shares things, and we have the like, um video support, and here we have those things. So now here we have like unfollow group and save your items. Let's see, if I click on this save link and hide post, hide all from this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to like remove the hide post, and this will be like you can unfollow that group as well as that page. So hide all from, and then group name. So this will be like you are leaving that group. So this will be like that. So in order to do that, I think I can hide all from and then the group name, right? So now in order to like check that, we have to do one thing. um if this is a group post, then we will display like unfollow this group, and but if there is like a some my friend post, then I can have like unfriend or delete this person from my friend list. So in order to do that, I am going to and also this thing, we can remove this like hide post. um, and here, before I do that, let's load the icons. So this is alert. I'm gonna load that. So style, margin dash top, negative 10 pixel, and load the icon. So double exclamation marks, the icons of get icon, pasting this name, and I'm gonna copy that to the page as well. This one, paste that, and the remove the lag. So I'm gonna paste that here. Unfollow group. Maybe we can call this. I think we can remove this one as well. We will add this condition to this one. Like if this is a group, then show that group name. It is a page, then show that page name. And if this is my friend or any specific person, then display that one. So now, in order to check that we have the fields in the post model, right? If I come here, you can see as group post and as like page post, we are displaying different information. So we can use this thing in that place as well. So I am going to copy this thing, come right here, and I'm gonna paste that right here. And I'm gonna simplify that because we don't need yeah, we do need this one. So let's say just display the name and remove the rest of the things. So like this, and the same for the same for the page. If it is like page post, then display the page name, and this will be like hide all from this page name. And if it is like the not the page also, then we will have else condition, and this will be like hide all from that specific person. So in this case, we have the post user, right? Like post has a relationship with the user, and then we will display that user. So now this will be like having those this for all of those. So I'm gonna refresh, and let's see if we have loaded those things. So now this is a specific person, right? In case like this is my post, hide all, and then from not displaying the username. um, User does not have a name field, so we have first name, last name, and username. So, and this is a specific person post. So, and now as you can see, we have that specific option. And now if I click on this, then I should like unfollow that person. First I'm going to add uh, cursor pointer. So style cursor pointer, and then I'm gonna add click event. So wire click that maybe no need to prevent, already like prevents that. So let's say hide all. Let's say hide underscore all underscore from, and then here I'm going to pass the uh, two variables, the type as well as the, but we have a problem here, and that is how do I specify, how do I know like which one, which one, like which one is this? Is this a post, or is it a group, or it is a user? So in order to know that, I can do one thing, and that is going to be, if I specify these conditions for each of these, like if it is this one, then definitely we can pass a specific value, right? So let's say the first one is the type, so this is a group, and then the value, or the value of the group, in this case we have a name, so I'm gonna specify the ID, um, because with that it will be easy for us to identify that. So now I'm going to um, then end if, I think we can say like else if, and now I can remove this thing, not like this but like this. And now I am going to remove this from here, and let's format that, and I'm gonna paste that here, and now I'm gonna copy that again and paste that here. I'm gonna change that to group page in this case, and this is going to be the first parameter is going to be page, and this is going to be in single quotes because we are passing a string. We can also pass like numeric values to identify that, but the single quotes are also fine for in this case. So I'm going to paste that again. In this case it's going to be user, user or username, both are fine. Let's say user. In this case it's going to be user of ID. In this case it's going to be page of ID. So now I am going to save this, and let's see if we have broken anything. So I'm going to save this, and let's do one thing. I'm going to go ahead and create this function. So I'm going to come here to this component and create a public function, accepts two parameters. The first one is going to be $type. The second one is the ID, and let's for now just dd the type. How about that? So I'm gonna save this, and then come here and refresh, and let's see if we have anything wrong going on. So we got an error, try attempt to read property of on null. So let's check that. We have group name, and we can do one thing. Oh yeah, this is gonna be the username, and user do not have a name, user have a username as mentioned before. So I'm gonna refresh, and this time we should not see any error. And yeah, now if this is a specific user, right? So if I do this, as you can see, now we have that. And if I click on this, it's going to show the type, which is user in this case, which we can see right here. So now I'm going to specify the conditions. So this will be like if this is a user, then like unparent that user, right? So I'm gonna add, let's say, if dollar type equals to user, then go ahead and change the um, condition in the friend model. So I'm gonna go to create underscore friend, like to identify the status. We have added that later on. So add status to user, and we have rejected, accepted, and pending. We don't have like, I think we can set this to rejected. Yeah, like you are rejecting that friend, or maybe we can delete the whole or record as well, but in that case that person is able to send the request again, like but we don't want that. So I'm gonna go with this way. So I'm gonna first I have to find it, right? So let's say dollar user, or let's say friendship, friendship equals to friend model, import that, and then using where condition. In this case, either user ID is going to be that ID, or the friend ID is going to be that ID. So dollar $ID, then using or where the friend ID underscore ID is this ID. So if that is the case, first, let's say first, and we can say first or pair as well, but in our scenario we do not have um, like currently we are displaying all the posts, right? We don't have any specific condition. So that's the reason we cannot throw an error, and before I change the status I have to check if this exists. And if it doesn't exist, maybe I can just like remove this temporarily. By that I mean that I can create a variable at the top and add condition to the to this thing, um, where is the to this post, like we are not in passing that array, and it's going to return the post that are not in that one. So if it is already my friend, then go ahead and reject it, change the status, and this is going to work in the scenario where we have implemented the functionality of showing only friends post, right? So and that is what we are going to do. So I'm going to save that, and if that is not the case, then go ahead and add this user ID into the array that we are going to create. So at the top I'm going to create a public variable, let's say um, hide list or something like this, hide underscore list, hide users underscore list, and this is going to be array, and then right here we are going to add an item to that array. So I'm going to come here, and let's say dollar this of hide underscore hide user list, and then appending this item dollar, let's say dollar ID, and we don't have to do anything after that. So now here I'm going to do the same for the other two. So if else if the type is equal to group, then unfollow that group. So in this case we have the group members, right? So let's say member equals to group member, and import that. then using where condition and passing the user underscore id, and not user id, I think, um, the id, the group id. Yeah, so group id is dollar id, and I have to pass two conditions like my id as well. So I'm gonna use array type of condition. So and user underscore id is my id. So out of id, find that and delete that. Maybe do we have status in the group member? In this case, it's going to like we will have a problem, and that is going to be like if I already have some posts in that group, maybe those will also be deleted, which should not be. So we can do one thing, and that is to add a status to that group member, and if the status is like inactive or something like that, then like do not consider that in that group. So I am going to do that. Let's say php artisan, and I think we should do the same for the page as well, but now we don't have to do that for the same for the page, because the page owner can only the page owner can post in that specific group. So I'm gonna add a migration for that. Php artisan make migration, and let's say add status to group underscore members table, and I'm going to go ahead and like add the status. Let's say update add underscore um, status to group members table. Yeah, and the status we already have that in this model, friend model. So I'm going to copy there. We can set this to enum, and we can set the default value as well. And also the ones that like we have the ones that we have already, we are going to change the status. Let's say active and inactive. So those that will be like easy, inactive, and by default it's going to be active. So let's do that. Also, yeah, I think that should work. So now I am going to migrate that definitely. So php artisan migrate, and I'm gonna serve the application, and now I can change this status to inactive whenever I first we need to get the first one right, and if this exists, then do that thing. So if this exists, then go ahead and um, change the status, right? So dollar member of status equals to inactive. Also we have to add the status to payable properties, so I'm going to do that as well. Save. So I'm going to go to group model and add status here. Yeah, and I think I did not check the this thing, was it correct, or sometimes we when we create this thing at like changes the name. So group members, and yeah, it is correct, so that is cool. So now I'm gonna close these. Once we do that, we can check the same for the page. So I'm gonna copy that and paste that here, and I am going to, if the type is page, then go ahead and unfollow that. So for the page we have followers, right? Page like, yeah. So like remove that, we don't have anything, like we don't have to change the status, we just simply remove that. Where the page of id is this id, and the user id is my id. Get that and change the status. Instead of changing the status, go ahead and delete that, and I think we can call the delete directly here. And um, once we do that, uh, we are like we have done that. So now after that we can like show some message to our user. So I'm gonna fire browser event. We can display event for each of those, but I'm gonna do that for all of them, like um, hide all, and then from passing the type, so it can be either fetch, hide all from this, and successfully. Hopefully this is gonna make sense. So I'm gonna save this, and I think we can try that. But now, like if I try that for the user, it's going to like display those, but I'm going to do one thing, and that is like in the real scenario we are not going to display all the posts like this, right? We have to combine the my friends post, um, the pages I follow, the groups I have joined, combine all of those and randomize that, and um, order them by latest, and display those in my feed, right? That will be like some kind of algorithm for that. So I think we can try that as well. Like in order to test this thing, we have to implement that feature. Like if you want to remove the group member or the page like or those things, you should be member of those, right? So we have to do that. Let's see if this is going to throw an error or anything wrong going on here, and we are going to do that as well. So now this is my my user, right? So if I change the like if I want to hide all from this the user, which is my user, um seems like nothing happened. If I want to hide all from this, oh yeah, we have to change the status in order to make that work. So let's do that, and the algorithm is gonna be like uh, get all get all my friends IDs from friend model. Also get all the get all my followed followed pages IDs from page model. Yeah, we can specify a page like, yeah. And now the same for a group. So get all the groups where I am a member. So get all my joined groups 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 IDs from group member model. Now when you get all of those, then we can say something like randomize this, and we can display those after that. We can like specify the latest and something like that as well. But you know, like in the first model we have post ID, group ID, and user ID, right? So um, we will have to like get those posts and those things the based on this condition. So now let's try the friends. So let's say my we already have my friends IDs, right? um, and those are the users ID, so I think I can make use of that one right here as well. And then we need the groups that I have joined in the pages. So here we have the groups that I have joined and the pages that I have joined. So I can use these as well. And now as you can see, the group and pages are different than the user ID. In the post model we are getting the posts based on the user ID, right? So in order to do that, I am going to do one thing, like from here, from the my groups, I can collect the user IDs, some limited user IDs from the groups that I have joined, and some limited user IDs like latest post user IDs from the pages that I have joined, and combine those and return the posts from that. So let's say I'm going to cut this from here, and let's say this is a post variable, and I'm going to define that here. I'm going to paste this, and here I am going to specify the condition, and that is going to be where in, and this is going to be the um, like if I go to post model, I can specify the where post underscore s underscore post underscore page underscore post, and then here I can specify the array, which is dollar my underscore pages. It's return IDs, right? So that should work in that case. And now in order to specify the other conditions, we have or we are in. Let's see. I'm gonna ask Uncle Google. So or where uh, in Laravel. If it doesn't exist, then we will have to do something else. So um, status is this, where this, and or where we have where in, right? So in Laravel, like we have similar methods, but do we have? I think we can try that ourselves. Like if this is not the case, this should be the case. Like we should have some posts, but if I want to like get the posts from my friends, my members, group members, and those things, then I have to specify those as well. Let's see how we can do that. So I think we can try that just like this. I'm gonna specify where or where where is group post. I think I'm mistaking because is group post and as space post are the like these are the these are what is it called, these are the boolean values, so we have to pass the IDs instead, like fetch fetch underscore ID and group underscore ID, group underscore ID is and then here gonna go the groups, and we can specify the this thing like my friend my underscore friends IDs. So I'm gonna pass friend underscore friend IDs, and this is gonna be the user underscore ID. So now what this is going to do is like get the page IDs, post based on the page IDs, and then this and this. So now let's try that in the browser. So I'm gonna go ahead and refresh the page, and I have to go to the home view, and let's see if this is going to return any view. On also we can do one thing in that, that is like to die dump those records. So now I see this thing, this is from a specific user, and I think that is my friend, but I don't see any. Let's do one thing, let's die dump the results. So I'm gonna delete it like this, and I'm gonna refresh the page, and let's see, we got some results collection, which is an array. So we got total 8 posts here. If I check this post, this is the specific user post, as you can see page and group as group post page, and like these two variables are empty, so this is the user post. And is this user my friend? um, I think so, because um, here we do not specify where this is like successful friend or not. We just picking those. So I can do one thing, and that is to check where uh, the friendship, like the friendship is accepted or not, the status of the print. So I'm gonna specify the array and I'm gonna check the status if the status is accepted. So then return that user ID as my print. So I'm gonna specify accepted, and this is gonna be a string. So now I should see posts based on that condition. Now we got 8 items. Let's check the first one. This is the user post, as you can see, and again the 52 is an ID, so maybe that one is my friend. And I can check that in the Tinker as well. So I'm gonna open up another, and let's go to Laravel connect connect me, fire up the Tinker, and I am going to check the friend table for that. I think we are missing one thing, and that is, like, as you can see, this is going to return on the only the friends that I have sent a friend request. And um, so I'm gonna do one thing, and that is, like, this is properly working in the scenario like we are suggesting friends, right? So in our case, like, just we are doing, we need another condition, and that is true. These two are the user IDs, right? User ID is also the user ID, and friend ID is also the user ID, so we have to check both of those. And the way I'm going to do that is by using the or where. So or where, and passing the friend ID is auth ID, auth of ID, and this is going to return those. But now we cannot pass block and then friend ID, because we are not just checking for this one. What I can do is I can get their ID, and now and also, as you can see, we did not specify the status, right? So we will have to specify that as well, and I'm going to do that right here. So by using where, not or where, because we have to like get the authentic one. So I'm going to check accepted and get the IDs. Now we have to, like, remove the IDs that matches my ID, right? My auth ID. So in order to do that, I'm going to create another variable, and also we have to change the name of this one. So maybe we can say what should I call this? Let's say all underscore friends underscore IDs. And now we have to, like, filter those. So let's say I'm going to call this filtered underscore IDs, or let's say filter friends IDs. And now we have to filter that, and the way I'm going to do that is to use array filter. This is a function, right? Accepts two parameters. The first one is all the array, so I'm going to pass this, and the second one is a function, so I'm going to specify the function. Let's auto complete that. This accepts an item, let's say a variable, and return the item, the like, in this case the item is the ID, right? The ID of the friend, right? So, like, in order to return the ones that, like, not my ID, is gonna be like um how do I check that? I'm gonna do one thing, and that is to check, let's say request equals to let's say temp. How about that? Temp equals to parent, and then past, not past, because we have to do one thing, and that is to yeah, we're gonna use past, but here we will have two statements, and that will be like what I'm trying to do is to filter my user ID from the list, like only return the user IDs that are not matching my. But here we have the print model IDs, right? And I want the, I think we can do that with one thing. um, if I point, if I get the first one that matches this query, and then check if the user, we have user of ID, user of ID equals to auth ID, um, auth of ID. This means that like the this is the user that I sent a friend request. If this is my ID, then I should return the parent ID. Otherwise, the user ID. So this is gonna be like if I return, now we know like my ID is this is gonna be item, or let's say ID, because we are looping through IDs. Then return the dollar temp of parent underscore ID. Otherwise, return the temp of user underscore ID. So temp of user underscore ID. Yeah, correct. So now what this is going to do is like this is going to loop through all those IDs and check if I have sent them a parent request or they have sent me a parent request. So now as I know, like my ID is 101, 101, right? So if I now DD this, it should not contain my ID because I have filtered that, and my ID should not be in that list. um so now if I come here, server is up and running. I'm gonna refresh the page here, and LF filter argument must be collection given. um this is a collection to array. Yeah, we have a to array as well. I think that should convert that to array. Let's try. Now we got the IDs 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Wait a minute. um Friend ID and user ID. I think I'm mistaken because those are just like serial serial numbers. If I DD this one and refresh, okay, that is interesting. Okay, so these are the IDs of the of that model, right? Like this model has entries from 1 to 15, and I am going to filter that. Like I'm looping through each of that, and then finding that, finding that over there, and then checking if the um, user ID is my ID, then uh, return the print ID, otherwise the user ID. And if I do one thing, um, print filter IDs, let's do one thing, and that is to let's store this in a variable. Let's say x, and I'm going to dump x and then return x. Come here and refresh. um but what interesting is that, like, as you can see, these IDs are not the same as the one that we see right here. So I can do one thing when I create an array type variable and then push this item into that. So instead of returning that, I think this instead of let's say returning that, I am going to um, before I return that, I'm going to add this to the filter IDs and add the X. This is just a name, okay. And if I dd this IDs, let's see if it has the correct IDs. Okay, it's empty. um can I specify this way? This is the correct syntax, like I am appending that item into that. So if I search for that, in Laravel, array push, array add, and array push. Let's use that one. This is gonna be the array name, dollar this, and dollar $x is the item that we want to push. So now if I refresh, array push must be of type array. This is the array, right? We can declare that like this as well. And if I see that, null given, okay. So I think this function has no access to the outside variables. It only has access to this thing, and the only way to return something is to use the return statement here. So let's go with this way, but it does not returns the valid IDs, which we don't need. As you can see, I think if I do one thing, let's say I want to return only this ID, I don't care. What? No way. If I specify the relationships directly, we can't, because we have to store that in a variable in order to like get the print ID or user ID. So now I'm stuck in this. What if I do one thing, like if I get the user underscore ID as well as print underscore ID, convert that into array and then filter that. How about that? Let's dd that and let's see what is in that. So we have an array contains first user ID, which is my ID, and print ID, which is the friend to which I send like a friend request. So now this is an item. Mm, and now if the item, can I access these? Let's change the temp to item. Like if the item user ID, this is gonna be Oh my god. User, like we have a user underscore ID, right? So if the item of user underscore ID is my ID, then get the parent ID, otherwise user ID. So let's see if that's going to work. I think we access it this way, like this, and I'm gonna paste that right here, and this is gonna be the print ID. So I'm gonna paste that. Oh my god, I'm gonna cut that and paste that here. Let's refresh and see. um what's interesting is that like we are getting the same results again and again. So which means like this is not going to filter that and return the correct record. In this case, as you can see, I am returning all the only the like this is a single, like I want to return a single item, but it's going to return a multi-dimensional array for me, which is not interesting. um let's do one thing. I don't need to use this kind of array. I can loop use a loop as well. Let's say for each all underscore parent underscore IDs and key and value. I'm gonna call it item, and I'm gonna remove this and do this. I'm gonna create a variable, and this is gonna be filter parent IDs. This is an array, and append that. So dollar this equals to this, and then dd that. So let's see if that's going to work. So now we got it. So array filter was not working for this case. It is used to like filter the array, but in this case it failed. So now we have the user, like my friend user IDs. I can pass this to this thing, as you can see. I'm gonna copy that, paste it here, and now it's going to return only the only my friend's IDs. So before we move on, we can try that, or we should work on these as well. So I think so. Now my page is, let's see if they're like, if I um, return that in the UI. Let's see if I have friends and they have, like, it's going to return those friends IDs. So users, I don't think these are, all of these are my friends. Am I checking the status? Yeah. And am I, how much card does this thing returns? Because I see a lot. I don't think I have such a lot of friends in this application. Okay, 14th. But all of these are my friends. Is the status accepted? I think we dd, like we yeah, that is correct. That is correct. Like the status is accepted because we seeded that with that status. So yeah, that is correct. So now these are proteins, right? If I remove one, it should like hide one and not show the post to me. So hide all from this person. Success. And now if I dd that, the live UI is not updated. Yeah, that's correct. But I'm gonna check if this amount is still 14th. Still 14th. I think we have an issue. Hide all from this user. Status is rejected and save it. What if I DD that after saving that specific item? That's how you debug, right? And I don't know. I'm doing it the right way or wrong, but I am doing it. So I'm going to hide all up from this person, and we got this item. The status is rejected, and the status is rejected. Okay, if um, I get the rejected user users posts, let's see how many users I have rejected. Like the status is rejected per how many users. um what 14th? I think it's not checking that at all. Where status is rejected, get that. No, no. um Maybe we have an issue with, I think the let's see. If I did that, we have 15 items, 14 total. This is a friend and user ID. Let's plug the, can we pass array into plug the, what is it called? Let's plug just a status. All of them should be rejected. If it is not, it accepts in a single item, not an array. So if this is not in status is not rejected, oh my god, it's not checking that at all. So it's not good. If I specify, I can do one thing. Specify this condition in the inside there. If that is the case, as well as this is the case, then return it. There's no way this is not gonna work. This should work. I'm gonna pass a comma, and I'm gonna paste that right here. Add a equal, and then right angle. And now 13, all of the accepted, right? And if I check that and set this to rejected, both of them, yeah. So I'm gonna control D, rejected. Only the rejected will be returns. 2, as you can see. So now I want the accepted, right? And then loop through that and return those. So I'm gonna refresh, save that. String, what? Yeah, we have to get an array of user underscore id as well as parent underscore id, and convert that into array. So I'm gonna save this and come here and refresh, and let's see if I am successful in that. We have 13 items, right? And if I hide another one, oh, we have a DD over there. Here, after saving, I'm gonna remove that. How do I check that? Should I use DD or what? Let's say this one as well. Hide all from this user successfully. Now I'm gonna DD that, and let's see if we have That is working successfully. Now as you can see, like we are missing the group and fetch post as well, right? um Collection 9 items. Yeah, these are now no, this is a loop. I have to check this array here, and let's refresh. Now we have 10 items, which means like this that array is working fine, and all of these items are unique, so that is also interesting. So now we are able to get the post only from the my prints and the prints that I have approved or accepted. Now for the pages, it should work, but it's somehow not working. um if I do one thing, like if I scroll all the way and like end of all the post, maybe they are going to return those. Let's scroll down. What? It's not working. Is it not working for all or just this one? I'm talking about the infinite scroll. Scroll working. This is working, but the home page seems like not working. Um, we can pass this thing in the right here as well, but it's not gonna look good. So if I remove this condition, is it going to work or it's still not gonna work? Like no matter what, return all of those. Oh my god. Cut that and refresh. If I scroll down, it's working. As you can see. But if I add a conditions like just return my pages, groups and friends posts, it is seems like not working. And what? You see a scroll bar? What is this? Mm, is it gonna throw any error in the console? Maybe connection was no error. So like if I specify the conditions in reverse order, like first get the groups, then users, I mean friends, then the pages. Is it going to return only the pages in this case? Let's see. Okay, we are not. Okay, this is R we are, and we W with capital. So still users for false. I think we don't have any false in the groups, I think, and that is the end of the. Wait a minute. Do I have any page? If I go to pages or groups, I'm going to create post in that. Follow. Why should I follow someone? Where is my what? All of these are mine, I think, but yeah, this is my page. Let's say page, and I'm gonna post that. This says no posts, right? I'm gonna post one. Successfully posted. What? Content field is required? Oh my god. We have an error in the asset storage page get icon. Oh, Let's go to page module. Page, go to blur, search for that string. It is commented and still throwing error. So page icon, post page icon, and page has an icon, right? And it says you are trying to get the icon on null. Wait, I think I am mistaken here. We have the page variable, so why do we need to use that? Because all of these are from the same page, right? So we can make use of this variable page with e. So I'm gonna go to that thing. Where is that? Here. And instead of that, I'm gonna paste this one because we can use this instead of that one. And first user ID, that is fine. Now let's see. I'm still throwing any error. I think that we created this section, but we did not write any post in there. So howdy, let's say hello, successful. It's right here. We go to home. I see another problem, and that is if I create a page, do we create entry into Palo section or input thing? Like if I go to page, and whenever we create a page, do we like store that in the page like unfollow follow? Where is the create page section? Create page, searching for that create page. It's right here. And like whenever I create a page, I should be already a member of that. So we haven't done that, so I'm gonna do that. That's gonna be pretty much easy. Page like, import that model and create an item and pass the user underscore ID, which is going to be out of ID, and pass the page underscore ID, which is going to be $page of ID semicolon. Okay, this way. So now if I think I will have to create another page for this one. If this is the case, I think we have that missing for the group members, isn't? Like if I go to group, create group, if I create a group, I should be already a member of that, but we haven't done that. So group member, I'm going to import that, and user ID and group ID is going to be the the variable name is page, and that is fine. It's a variable. It's not. It's nothing like to do with the the things that we applied. So now I'm going to create a page and then create a post in that, so that I am already in that in there to page, and I can like do something. So I'm going to go to pages, create a page, use spec filler definitely, and pick up some name. This one again. This is a WhatsApp web. I'm gonna copy the name because we need that in order to find that in the crowd. So I'm gonna we are already there. So now I'm gonna post something. Hello dude. Post that. Post successful. Returned. And if I go to index, we should somehow be able to UUID unknown. What? Okay, the same thing. So wait a minute. If I go to home route, blade file, um, if I this is post is page post. I'm gonna search for that and getting the page UUID. Page has an UUID, right? But in this case, it's not able to get that. If this is a page post, then get this. What if I die dump this? Because I'm wait a minute. You see, this should have a page. Page in page, group, user. So that was a mistake and posted on this page. What is it? Why is it still throwing error? Attempting to read this from post has a relationship with the page, right? Then why it is giving this error? I'm gonna dd that and let's see if there is something missing. Um, it's null. What? If I go, I think we have to load that automatically. Mhm. Page UUID. So if that is the case, then I think this is gonna throw error for like the same for the group. Um, then we will need to load those just like we loaded the with the user. So the weather I think accepts an array, so we can pass the other methods as well, which is page and group. So how about that? I'm gonna remove the dd. Let's see the dd if we have returned that successfully now. Um, Page UUID is trying to get that on null. I'm gonna save this and refresh. We do have a relationship, right? In the post, we go to post model. If I search for page, as you can see, page a relationship. Page has a okay. This is a page. Oh my bad. This is a page, not group. That one is a group, and let's import that as well. Page model. I'm gonna refresh, and now it works. Okay. So the first post is from that page, right? And the rest of these are from what is it called? Uh, from my friends. And now I don't have a group, so like to show is this going to return uh, post from groups as well. So I'm going to create a group and post something. And as I like added a section of if I create a group, then I should be already a member of that. And in that case, if I test that, let's see, we successfully fix that issue. I'm gonna choose a thumbnail, and I think we have another problem as well. Like um, as you saw previously, whenever um, my friends posts and my groups and all those like if I serve all those friends, like if I consume all those friends posts, then I should see some like explore the rest of the application, right? So in that case, maybe we can add another condition, and that will be like add posts from the rest of the application. And let's we will do that later on, but let's uh, like we will do that by random. So picking some randomly, like random getting those things from based on random. In this case, I think the group post should be somewhere which one of these is group? Let's check the home model. Where this, okay, page, in the middle we have a group. So what I'm going to do is to add the rest of the application members, right? So in order to do that, let's say, like as you can see, I consume all of the post of my friends, my groups, and my pages, and now I am done with that. So I should see the rest of the application peoples, right? We can like create a complex algorithm for that as well, but like in this case I'm going to just pick up a random peoples and show that show their posts. So let's say random users equals to user model, import that, and then in a random order we have something like that, right? I'm gonna Google in random order in Laravel. There is a method for that, I forgot the syntax. Yeah, in random order, then I only want to get, let's say, how much do I want? Let's say 10 or something like that. Let's say um, I think there should not be any limit on that, because we can end up there as well. Like we can consume up all of those. So for now, I'm gonna add a limit. Let's say take only 100, and I'm gonna add a condition for that at the beginning, or maybe let's say here, user underscore ID is in this random underscore random users. So oh my god, random underscore users, and this is going to be or over here. So now if I save that and refresh, we added 100 posts. Okay, we got an error, and that is in a random order. That is not ran in random order, that is in random order. So now we added like 100 posts to that. Another error, limit, what, this version of modulable limit init subquery, user in random order, take 100 and get. Is that gonna work? Instead of get, I can use plug because I only need the ID. How about that? Yeah, it worked. So we added 100 posts, and we should have a lot of posts to consume. As you can see, we have seeded like in I think 100 posts, so it's going to load all of those. As you can see, some of them are from different groups and users and things like that. So that is it for this section. Now we only have left the chatting functionality. I'm gonna remove this. We don't need analytics. Maybe we can add, but in our playlist we're not gonna do that. So we only have to implement the chatting functionality. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. We will implement the chatting functionality.